What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Fathers United podcast. I'm Nate. Purpose of this podcast is to sit down, talk about father issues, and just really, give dads a safe space to converse and feel fucking appreciated, man, because it's not a lot of that out there. Today's episode topic is single fathers matter. But before we get into that, we're going to go and start with the Dad of the Week. So this week, the Dad of the Week article. Dad secretly spends 6 months emailing celebrities to create epic graduation video for daughter. Sounds pretty fucking tight, I'm not going to lie. A loving father spent half a year emailing and sending letters to celebrity, all to create a touching graduation gift for his daughter. And TikTok is in shock. Faith, known on TikTok as @faith.isabel, explains in her now viral video that she originally thought her dad wasn't doing much for her high school graduation. Little did she know an epic surprise was in the works, and all thanks to a huge group of celebrities that she grew up watching and a father who doggedly pursued them. In the video, TikTokers were stunned to see faces such as Mark Wahlberg, Joshua Bassett, Randall Park, Jensen Ackles, Jonathan Groff, Gatton Matarazzo, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Bob Saget, Kat Dennings, and more. Each celebrity took turns greeting Faith, congratulating her on her graduation, and wishing her the best on her future endeavors, much to the shock and delight of Faith and the entire TikTok community. Many TikTokers were dumbfounded as to how Faith's father managed to put together such a star-studded video. Most viewers assumed it was done through Cameo or that Faith's dad was a well-connected rich person, but Faith explained in the comments that that wasn't the case. Quote, "I thought it was Cameo at first too, but my dad actually spent 6 months sending letters and emails, and he got some of them to actually respond," she wrote. But after the video went viral, garnering over 20 million views, Faith filmed a follow-up TikTok that explained how her dad did it, featuring the Dad of the Year himself. So according to Faith's amazing dad, to put together an epic celebrity pack surprise, all you have to do is 1, send emails on Thursdays, and 2, keep following up. Who knew? While millions of TikTokers were psyched to see their favorite celebrities make an appearance in Faith's video, many more were in awe of her father's love and dedication. With an epic graduation present like this and the love and support of an amazing father, Faith's future is certainly looking bright. That's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really Isn't really a lot to break down there. I just saw the title and thought it was pretty badass and figured, let's see what's up with that and really get into it. But that's love and dedication right there. I when I read the title, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, he paid some people, or like they said, he was like some rich dude that was connected or something. But apparently not, man. So props to him. Props to him for making that happen for his daughter. Congratulations to her for graduating. High school graduation is a big thing. A lot of people don't do it. If you're in high school right now, stick with that shit, man. It like what got me to graduate high school was that when I got to the 12th grade, like I had got sent to a continuation school and shit for ditching and stuff. I had like missed a gang of days. And I realized like I had spent 12 years doing this. What the fuck I look like spending all that time going to school and then just flopping at the end. You know what I mean? I don't think that'll be I don't know if it'll be motivation for anybody else, but that's what got me, and that's what kept me motivated to really do it in the end. So I buckled down and I did it, and it felt great, man. Walking the stage with people I'd known, some of the people I'd known since elementary and middle school, and it was dope. I fucking did that. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to you, Faith. If you want to check out the video on Instagram, just Google "Dad spends half a year making grad video for daughter." Pretty sure it'll pop up. That's how I found it. And yeah. So today's article is more about messages to fathers, single fathers, fathers in general. I hear a lot of talk all about, single mothers and this and that. And, that's all good. No disrespect to them in any way or form. But nobody ever talks about single dads. Nobody ever says, like, it's very rare to hear, someone say, like, shout out to the single dads out there. because it does happen. I don't know the percentage of it or anything like that, but there are fathers out there who really just had, made poor choices with the woman they had kids with, and that woman did whatever, and or maybe she passed away, or whatever the reason may be, and they have full custody of their children, and that needs to be acknowledged, because y'all need to know y'all are seen, y'all are respected, and that shit's dope. And even before I get into the article, I want to take a moment to discuss the term single parent, right? When a lot of the times when I encounter, I don't really know that many single fathers, to be honest, but when I'm talking to like single mothers, a lot of the times they are mothers who are single, in the sense of they're not in a relationship with the father of their child, or they're not in a relationship with anybody in general, but the father is still involved. They're still co-parenting. I don't count that as a single parent. Like, if you are a mom or a dad and you co-parent, and you guys have, you guys exchange your children, and you're doing all the co-parenting stuff that you're supposed to do, you're not a single parent. You're a parent who's single, but you're not doing it by yourself. A single parent is doing it by themselves. And it really sucks, because a lot of times on social media, you'll see women just doing that, just being like, oh yeah, I'm a single mom, and fuck that dude and all this and that. But the dude is in the child's life. The dude takes care of his child. He gets his weekends or his weeks or his summers or whatever, however the fuck it's divided up. But that isn't discussed, and it's not cool. It's not right. Like, I had to have a conversation with one of my child's parents about that. It offends me that you online saying all this single mom stuff, and you're not a single mom. Like, I'm there. We communicate daily. We doing our thing, this co-parenting thing, and off social media, you're talking to me about, co-parent and how great our co-parent is, but you hopping on social media talking about single mom life and stuff. You're not a single mom. You're just a mom who's single. You're not a single parent. We're together in this. Like, you can call me at any time, and I'm breaking bread. I'm doing whatever the fuck I need to do. And if I don't have it, I'm going to figure out a way to get it, because that's my child, and we're in this together. That's co-parenting. It's not single parenting. But that's just my opinion on the term. So this main article. So the first one I want to read is from fatherhood.gov. And it's a Father's Day message. Trust the process. The seasons of dads and grads is upon us. Well, this article is from June 17, 2018. The season of dads and grads is upon us. It is a time when celebration and thoughts of warm summer nights are in the air. The spring air is activating your joy of transition seasons, and the promise of what the future holds for graduating youth is challenging our inclination to resist change. For dads, having Father's Day fall during this season is like having your birthday fall on Christmas. You're excited, but everybody else is somewhat distracted by something else, in this case, the smell of barbecue. The celebration of both Mother's and Father's Day seem appropriately timed around graduations, given we watch the children we've raised experience one of the most significant milestones of their lives. For many of us, those children will go off to college, accomplish expected goals, graduate in 4 more years, and go on to seek the passions of their lives. For others, like myself, we're 1 year in. College selected, check. Dropped them off, check. Made tuition payment, check. Visited a few times over the years, check. Gotten through the bouts of homesickness, check. First year of finals, check. Found summer job, check. Going back to second year, hold up, wait a minute. Found their purpose, not checked. What happens when your expectation of a dream is deferred, when your child says, I don't think this is the path for me? What happens when they've had the talk with dad and you find out they're just not into your desired path for life? It's not beyond their ability. It's just not what they want. For me, 18 years of life flashed before my eyes, and I immediately began to search for all the things I've done wrong. For years, people have reminded her mother and me how great we are as parents. Surely this must be a mistake. We rehearsed this. We did it at daycare graduation, in kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, and then high school. We have the pictures to prove it, yet here we are. The story I've been waiting to tell about all the things I expected my daughter to do after college has to change. I live in the reality of her own goals and expectations based on how she sees the world and her place in it. During a conversation with my brother in law, as his 3-year-old son was challenging his patience, I said to him, "Don't raise them to be intelligent, but then expect them to be ignorant for the sake of your own ego." I think I was speaking to myself. Here are the 3 things I'm learning from my 19-year-old daughter that are reinforced by my 3-year-old nephew. 1. As a parent, you are the scaffolding of your child's life. You are a temporary structure of support for the development of beauty and character within your child that the world will come to see. 2. No one, not even your child, should ever disappoint you for not being what you want him or her to be. None of us is perfect, but we are perfectly made. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves that the path of our lives were built following our own dreams. 3. There is a point in time where being a parent is less about guiding and more about encouraging. Trust the structure you've built to stand on its own 2 feet with an understanding that the scaffolding is always available if and when is needed for support again. It is that simple. If the previous 700 words were too much for you, here are the 6 that will help. Trust the process. Happy Father's Day. It's kind of deep. Like, my daughter's 8, my son's 4, about to be 5, my nephew's 13. So it's a hell of a transition between the 3 of them. But even now, it's kind of something. My daughter, to see like their personality, just come in, and then you look at them and it's like, fuck, I got to do this and that and that and this so that I can make sure that they have this and that and that and this so they'll grow up to be this and that and that and this. But at the end of the day, I don't know what the decisions they're going to make when they reach 18 and 19 and 20, At 13, I didn't know shit. At 8, all I wanted to do was play, and I don't even fully remember most of 4, so I can't even speak on it. But there's a calm kind of relaxation in trust the process, If you yourself are doing everything you can to teach this child right, to raise them right, to do anything and everything that you can to make sure that this is a good, functional human being, okay? Now that's important because a lot of people that I meet out here are not functional human beings. They were raised good, but they're not functional human beings. They don't, every little thing breaks them down, fucking every little word, every little, they can't handle the outside world. And I think my sister's husband said it best. If nothing ever happens to him, nothing will ever happen to him. I'm not trying to raise my children to never experience anything. Yes, I don't want my kids to ever suffer or to see pain or to do anything like that. But then if I look at my life, I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for some of the suffering and the pain that I went through. Some of it was unnecessary. Some of it was self-inflicted for sure. But those are the lessons in life that I needed to become the man I am today, who's sitting before you right now, making this podcast and doing what I do outside of this. I wouldn't be that person if I hadn't went through anything. So at a certain point, my mom and dad, they trusted the process. I'll get into the relationships with my dad, later on. As a child, he was amazing, a TV father, literally a movie dad, all of the crazy stuff that he would do and the sacrifices that he made. But as an adult, I can say he doesn't know me, he was really one of those, once you're 18, you're grown. And kid, now that I've been through it, there's still more to be done after 18. So this next article that I picked is it's a Reddit article. The title is Single Fathers of Reddit. What are some hardships you had to endure that people don't seem to understand? And I read some of this, and that's why I had to bring it up, because some of it is funny and some of it is real shit that I personally have dealt with. So the first one is the obvious one, and I love that it's the first one. Haven't seen this one yet, but it's a big one. I have no fucking clue how to do my daughter's hair. I have advice from female friends, a female hairdresser, the internet, but my daughter's hair permanently looks like she was dragged through a haystack. Her mom is no longer in the picture. She spends 100% of the time with me. I have taken her to the dresser. She fixed my daughter's hair so it looks beautiful. I took notes, photos, brought the same equipment and products. 2 days later, her hair was a fucking bird's nest again. I worried at first people would think I was negligent. Now I really don't give a fuck because I know I'm a great dad. My daughter, when she was little, the only hairstyle I can do is part it and put it into two puffballs. I can do that perfectly. That's it. And her mom be like, you got to learn how to do her hair because, if something were to happen to me, what are you going to do? I am going to pay people money to make sure that my daughter's hair is done. I will turn to my mother. I will turn to my aunties, my best friend. Somebody is going to help me make sure that this little girl's hair is done because I cannot do it. And good Lord knows, sometimes she'll ask me to wash my daughter's hair and it's like, fuck. What am I supposed to do with all of this? Elbow right here, combing right here, spray it right here. It's not for me. I respect, because I have seen videos of dads doing their daughter's hair. I respect that so much. Oh my God. Because good Lord, if washing it is that, then I can't imagine what doing it is like. Like actually having to do it. I've seen her mother do her hair, and good Lord, man, that is good Lord. Next one is questions that these people get, and I've gotten some of these questions. And again, I'm not a single dad. I'm a dad who just so happens to be single. And being out with my kids, I have gotten these questions. Where is his mother? And then the response is, he lives with me. I have custody. Why isn't he with his mother? She's a drunk. He should still be with his mother. Her boyfriend hits him. He should still be with his mother. So now the other stuff I haven't gotten that. But where's his mother? Yes, I have. Where is his or her mother? I have gotten that when I'm out in public. If you listening to this, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, for real, shut the fuck up. Being a single parent, whether you're a male or a female, is hard enough without you judgmental pricks coming along and flapping your little stupid gums, making stupid side comments. And then if most people are like me, I want to hit you in the face. But I'm trying to be respectful. I'm likely with my kid. I'm out in public. You can't just be punching people. Keep your comments to yourself. Compliment a person. Oh, I see you over there being a parent. That good job. You're here for your child. Male or female, fuck all that. I see you're with your child. Good job. And think the thoughts that you think yourself and keep it to yourself, because good Lord, we don't want to hear that. I haven't experienced this one. When I go to parent-teacher interviews with my ex-wife, the teacher speaks directly to my ex the vast majority of the time. This isn't a hardship, but it is unintentionally disrespectful. I'm not the kind of person that would sit there and not say something. I would say something, honestly. Like, I'm here too. I'm her father. You think I'm just, this is my child too. You're just over here, I've been blessed enough that anytime we've been in that situation, when I am actually able to go, because my son isn't, he doesn't have any sort of things like that yet. But when I do go for my daughter, they both live a good distance away from me. So a lot of the times, my daughter's mother will call me on video chat or phone and put me on speakerphone. And then when that happens, the teacher they're always nice enough. Like, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions, Dad? When I'm there, they make eye contact with both. So I can say I personally haven't had to deal with that. But if that did happen, oh no, I'm saying something. You gonna know. That's my stance. You gonna know. I don't play about my kids. You gonna know. Like, no, I'm not the dad. I don't play none of that bullshit. Like, I'm here. Address me. Talk to me. Screw that. Another one. It's been mentioned, but strangers saying things like, "Oh, it's daddy-daughter day," or "giving mom a break today," are tough in our situation because the mom is deceased. I handle it fine, but my little lady still gets upset more often than not. Can't blame the strangers though. They don't know. You can blame the strangers because who the fuck are you to come up to me saying something like that, bro? Like, what? Oh, it's daddy daughter day. How you know I don't live with my child and every day ain't daddy daughter day? Giving mom a break? What, bro? Why are you talking to me? Why are you addressing me, and why do you feel comfortable addressing me in such a manner? This is the type of stuff that I be talking about. Like, keep your comments like that to yourself. Cause now in this situation, the little kid's mom is dead, and you coming up saying stuff like that, and you messing up the little kid. What? I'd say something. I'd cover my little lady or my little son's ears, and I would be like, "Look, get up out of here, cause you barking up the wrong tree right now. I don't play that. Keep that BS to yourself. I'm not the one. Don't come around my kids talking about that mess like that. I don't. Nah, stuff like that make me mad. I get very defensive about my children. This one probably be the last one. This is a little bit long. I don't know if my input counts, but here we go. Son of a single father here, now in my 20s. The court deemed my mother unfit for raising me a year after granting her 100% custody. My dad took me right away, no questions asked, from me about my mother. While I was growing up, my father had a hard time playing the nurturer role. To make up for it, he was tough on me and instilled lots of life lessons and tools to get me through growing up, like personal finance, credit, etiquette, manners, how a man should hold himself and stand his ground, job interviews, discipline, etc. As I was growing up, I saw the look from teachers, friends, and other parents give a weird look when I told them I have no mother. So right away, I knew that being a single father, my dad had a stigma and unfair presumptions that came with being a single dad. So I have to say, being the product of a single dad, men don't get enough recognition for being single and taking care of their kids. As I grew older, I noticed how isolating it must have been because mothers have support groups and one another and such, and I don't hear much of anything about single father support groups and such. So I knew it must have been hard on my dad, and my dad would not take a single cent from my mother. Plus, I was often harassed by my school administrator if he has or is ever been verbally abusive, an alcoholic, a child beater, and is there for me. I thought that the constant yearly evaluation was such BS growing up. My dad may not have been as nurturing or as sensitive, but he taught me how to be a man, and he always made sure I was taken care of, fed, clothed, regular doctor visits. Friends would often ask me how was it hard growing up without a mom, and I don't know what that even means or how to answer it. And that right there is the purpose of why I got the idea to start. Well, I didn't come up with the idea alone. It was me and a coworker of mine, Emmanuel. Shout out to Emmanuel. We were talking about it because he's a single dad, and I'm a single dad too. And we were talking about how there's nothing, and if there is, it's so lightly discussed that it's almost impossible to find. Support groups, conversations. Other than like Reddit, I guess Reddit you can go there, but who knows if you'll even get a response. There's no uplifting messages. There's no Father's Day is almost a secondary thought a lot of the times. And it sucks. Even I myself, having had a dad who I can say is a great father, and I'm very happy to call him my father, I have to actively remind myself to contact him. I make sure I tell him I love him and everything like that. And with me, it probably boils down to I'm just not a talk on the phone person. I live near my mom. I'm just not a talkative person. I live with my mom, so I'm able to see her more often. My dad stays far away, so there's that. But I imagine that if he stayed closer, then it would be the same thing as it is for my mom. But there's nothing. There's just, moms get everything, and I can understand that to a degree. And again, I'm not trying to knock it or anything, but they're not the only people out here single and doing it, There's single dads. We exist. Okay, I just glanced at this one, so I want to go through this one. Background: my daughter lived with me from the time she was 9. Mostly it was awesome. Her mother and I had been divorced many years before she moved in with me. I had gotten sober 3 years before, and when she was 9, she asked to live with me, 4 states and 2,000 miles away from her mom. We never had any negative interactions with her school or her friends' parents, which was pretty great. One embarrassing thing that did happen, though: one day when she was 11, her best friend's mom called me and said, quote, "I don't mean to intrude, but have you noticed that your daughter has breasts?" I was kind of shocked and told her, "No, not really. I'm not in the habit of looking at my daughter's chest." She suggested that maybe just this once I should. When she got home that night, I did. My first thought was, oh shit, how did I miss those? I took her to a really nice store that night to get her a fitted bra. She was super embarrassed, but handled it with a minimum of fuss and was happy that we went. Such are the tribulations of being a single dad. I relate to that because I was like, my daughter is developing, and her mom came and talked to me about it, and that conversation was uncomfortable as fuck. I was like, what? Same thing. Like, have you noticed? And I was like, no. What the hell are you talking about? Putting. She pointed it out, and I was like, oh my god. And then like, it's this. There was this, like, the world kind of paused. Like, oh shit, she's gonna grow up. She's not gonna be this adorable little cuddle bunny that I pick up and I just give nom noms, and I just hold her all the time and carry her as much as possible. My daughter's huge, but I don't care. I still try to carry her. Fuck, dude. It was tough, man. I was like, dang. And then you gotta go to the stores and being in being in that. I can't speak if any other single dads for or just fathers of daughters in general that had to do this. Going to the store and buying underwear and things like that for your daughter is I was it awkward for you guys? It was awkward for me, man. Like, I just felt like everybody was in there looking at me like, oh, the fucking pervs. He's in the girls' aisle looking at panties. Like, man, I'm just trying to get my daughter's underwear. Leave me alone. Stop fucking staring at me. Every time they walk by, they're like looking at, the side eye and shit. It's so fucking. If you are out, there are pervs out there. Like, I'm not gonna. There are perverted motherfuckers out there, but I highly doubt that they are going to the stores and actually shopping in the aisle. Order some shit on Amazon or something. Stop looking at us like that, man. Some of us are just trying to get our daughter proper clothing, and it's already weird enough having to go in that aisle anyway. You staring at me is definitely not making it any better. So just don't do that, please. Final story. I worked with a man who told this story. I went to my daughter's softball game. When it was her turn at the plate, she hit the ball. As she rounded first base and was running towards second base, I got out my binoculars. I pulled them down, elbowed my wife, and said, "When did she get those?" My wife said, "Get what?" "Those, her boobs." "When did that happen?" "What? You're just now noticing?" "Honey, she's had them for a while now. She's 15 years old." "Oh." Oh man. Oh god. That's good. Okay, one more. It's just a silently unspoken bias when it comes to doing things with and for my daughters. Like, I'm not supposed to be there. The best example I have is Girl Scout. Now, I'm a registered lifetime member Girl Scout and approved as a parent helper. That means I have gone through the background checks and all that. My daughter's troop is excellent. They're all super cool and we get along great. But when I took my daughters to a district-wide camp out last year, it was a totally different matter. My daughter asked me to go, so I agreed. I was one of two dads, and they stuck us in absolutely the furthest place they could away from the rest of the campers. It was literally 10 to 15-minute walk to my daughter's campsite. The tag-along mom slept in the cabins. I didn't expect that, but I figured I'd at least camp outside the cabin. The attitude from the rest of the volunteers and leaders was clearly that my presence was being tolerated, but by no means welcome. Despite kicking in and helping in the kitchen, making lunch for the cappers, virtually nobody acknowledged my presence or even spoke to me all day, which was okay since I was there for my girl, but still, no need to vibe me out for trying to be involved. Similar experiences at birthday parties, etc., where I don't know the parents beforehand. Usually it's moms who take the kids, and while I've never been made to feel explicitly unwelcome, it's kind of clear I'm the odd man out. That's fucked up. I would say something like, y'all not about to mistreat. You're just not about to mistreat me. I'm here for my baby, bro. Like, I'm in here busting it, and y'all treat me like I'm some type of perv because I'm here with my daughter, trying to have a good time with my child, and y'all making this situation weird, man. Y'all making this situation weird. I don't even know what to say about that. That one right there, that right there is just upsetting, honestly. Somebody trying to be a good dad. And that discourages so many men from doing things that mean something to their child. Because while you sitting there making that dude feel uncomfortable and shitting on him and stuff like that, his daughter is so happy that he's there and loving every moment. I'm camping with my dad. Probably didn't even notice a thing either. And this dude just, ugh. I hate that stigma of like a dude around a kid is a perv, as if female pervs don't exist. What? Yes, they exist. The hell? You see it all the time. It's I don't know statistics on it or anything because a lot of the times men don't say anything, but yes, they are out there. When I you see my head, this gray hair that I have, okay, I got my first gray hairs at 13, and I have been getting hit on by older women since. And to this day, I don't. The oldest woman I've ever been with was 4 years older than me. I don't do because I would be on the bus, like catching the bus, and I would I would be on the bus, my backpack and stuff, catching the bus to school, and these old ladies would be like, "Ooh, you so handsome, ooh, this and that and that and this," saying little like, there's a difference in complimenting somebody, and when somebody's coming on to you, and it's like, okay, well, I'm 13, age ain't nothing but a number. I heard that from women first before Pretty Ricky made that song, so it just kind of put me off to the whole scenario, honestly. A lot of dudes, you can think what you want and say what you want. Everybody ain't into that, and I was one of them people. I was not into that. I was not like one of them people that was like, oh, she older, she can do this and that for me. I'm fucking man. Get that shit myself. I don't need that shit. So usually I try to end on a horror story, but unfortunately I couldn't find a good horror story for this episode, so we're just gonna go right into the outro. Follow me at Nate That's It. Nate_that's_it on social media platforms. Like, subscribe for more father content. I'm gonna start a Fathers United Instagram probably pretty soon, or maybe like an IG or a TikTok or something. I personally hate TikTok, so I don't know, but yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next one. Next episode, we're gonna be talking about postpartum depression, and yes, that does happen to men. Crazy, right?